Hey guys, what's up? I'm Dominique.
And I'm KWAMAE.
We're the Manifest Digest, and if you're new here, on this channel we help inspire, motivate, and teach you how to manifest your best life. So today we want to talk about comparing yourself. I will add, we're not experts on this subject. We were inspired to talk about this today because so many of us are highly focused on other people's lives and external validation. A lot of us don't even realize how often we compare ourselves to others, nor do they know it's something we can overcome. The definition of comparison is a consideration or estimate of similarities or dissimilarities of two things or people. Sometimes comparisons can be helpful because they can act as a blueprint or inspire you to change or evolve. But a lot of times they can cause you to pick apart everything about yourself. From the day we were born to young adults, we have been conditioned to compare ourselves. Our parents or the people that raised us were also conditioned to compare themselves. Think about it, whenever we fall and scrape our knee, we're told to act tough, don't cry, wipe your tears. Or that one time we woke up and we just felt very independent and we put our own outfit on, but our parents ran in the room and told us to change our clothes and put something more appropriate on, maybe something that matches. So the whole point of this is realize that we are conditioned to fit in. Why is it so important that we must fit in? This question can go as far back as our ancestors.
I can only imagine from the cave days, when we became somewhat conscious of ourselves, we saw that the guy 10 yards away from us had a bigger cave. We were looking around like, yo, I only got a pit. This mentality has carried on through the ages, through the times, to now it's like, how come I'm not making all this money? How come I'm not succeeding in my life like the next person? You know, we're never looking back, we're always looking forward. In some cases, that's a good thing, but when it comes to comparison, it's not, because it's just gonna eat away at you forever, and it's a game that you cannot win. Let me set the landscape up right now. We are days away from the most significant election in all of our lives in the modern history of America. And people are struggling to pay their bills. People are filling up hospitals because they're sick. Why are you worried about someone that just bought a car? Why are you worried about someone that just bought a house? Why are you worried that someone else is doing better than you when all of this stuff is happening? If you take a moment to see that there's people living in the most extreme poverty, and we're here having crazy first world problems, wondering why we weren't able to get the latest iPhone. So, not to be all melodramatic, what are we really comparing ourselves to? The Jeff Bezoses of the world? The 21 Savages of the world? The Kylie Jenners? What is going on? How is this happening? When in reality, there's so many people that are struggling and that are not making ends meet, and we're worried about the wrong thing.
As little girls, we're conditioned to know what is and isn't beautiful. I mean, we see magazines with models on the cover and beautiful women in movies who are highly sought after and extremely favored. They make looking perfect and beautiful and having this perfect figure the life to live, making us yearn for that almost and want to be that person. But obviously, having those looks and being that person isn't realistic. It's not very unique either. That often leads girls thinking poorly of themselves. You know, you instantly take a look in the mirror and think, why don't I have that kind of eyebrow, that hairstyle, that body shape? Why are my boobs so small, etc. It goes on, and we literally pick ourselves apart piece by piece to where we are left depressed and we feel like we don't matter. You know, it gets very dark and deep. The point to where people don't even want to exist because they're sitting there comparing themselves to somebody else. And the reality is, it's not what social media and just the media in general make it out to be. They want to paint this picture of perfection and beauty and what it should look like. And I'm so happy in today's world that we are now starting to advertise and promote women of all shapes and sizes and colors and hairstyles. It's really amazing, and I hope we continue to move forward in that direction because every single person is beautiful, and this whole comparison thing and programming kids to be a certain way, it's gotta go.
Since I can remember, men have always been valued based on their possessions. How much money do they have? How big is their house? All these superficial things men are judged on. I've always heard that if a man has enough money, he can pretty much do whatever he wants. The world is his oyster. And so with that mentality, this whole society of men are coming up thinking that they have to squash every single guy in their way to get to the top, and they always have to be on top of another man. So because of this inflated value on possessions, we're led to be envious of each other. And you know what that leads to? More disappointment, more heartache, more depression. It's not good for us at all. Every kid can relate to being in school at some point, and I hope times have changed, but when I was a kid, if you were in school and you didn't have the right shoes or the right shirt or whatever, for some reason that enabled people to come and talk about you, to say that you weren't doing well. They didn't even know your situation, what your home life was like, but because you didn't have the name brand this and that, you were seen as less than. That mindset is still prevalent in every aspect of our lives. And I can tell you that even as a 29-year-old, it's still prevalent in my life. It has evolved almost. It's not just the nicest shoes anymore. It has evolved to more expensive, more sought after items. But I can tell you that men, we're naturally competitive, like from the jump. We've always been this way. We always want to be the guy with the biggest, you know what I'm saying? Like, we always want to be that guy. I probably have to cut that out. We always want to be the guy with the biggest truck. How do we overcome this? Because this is not healthy for growth. Can you imagine if we all stood up for each other? If you saw one guy doing something that you thought was amazing and cool, and instead of feeling some type of way about it, you encourage them. Every guy did that for another guy. You know how far along we'd be? Why are we constantly pounding each other down?
Notice the difference between admiration and comparison. Say you have a friend and you really value or admire their lifestyle. Make sure you differentiate how you feel when you leave. Is that inspiring you to grow once you're done hanging out with them? Do you feel motivated, excited? Or does that leave you analyzing your own life, feeling depressed, feeling like you're contracted and not growing? Pay attention to how these types of people make you feel and why. Make sure you know the difference of I admire you and you inspire me versus I'm just comparing myself to you and it's making me miserable.
We all need a dose of gratitude. We need to be able to unlock the power of contentment. That means being able to experience joy no matter what the circumstances are. You need to be able to look at your life and be okay with where you are and the trajectory that you're on. And that doesn't mean that you shouldn't be setting goals for yourself or having some type of knowledge on what you want out of your life. Be focused on being a better person than you were yesterday. I encourage everyone to always seek something new, be excited, be curious, be always willing to explore and seek things that are outside of your comfort zone. Do things that make you happy. In doing those things, there's no one that can tell you anything. No one can tell you how to live your life and what you're doing is generally making you happy.
So it's just very important to learn how to be grateful in this moment. Of course, if you're going through a really hard time, it's understandable, just know that you'll get out of it. Okay, and obviously accept who you are because there's no one else in this world that is like you, and that is so much more powerful. I mean, imagine a world where everybody is the exact same. That's boring as hell. Like, no one wants to be a part of that world. It's so important that you embrace the uniqueness and not try to fit in. Just know being you is perfect.
We're in a society where we're constantly trying to be validated. And in some respects, if someone is doing something that deserves validation, why take that away from them? If someone's doing something amazing, why not let them know that it is amazing? In doing so, it takes away the animosity or however you might feel about that person doing better than you. If you take a moment to celebrate someone rather than feel jealous about it and compare yourself to them, there's gonna be two things that happen. You're gonna feel good, and then the person that you're giving that praise to is gonna feel good as well. This celebration could also be opening up dialogue with that person. If they're doing something you're interested in, maybe that they'll give you some pointers if you're interested on how you could also do the same. And that relates to anything that you're interested in. If you find someone that's doing that thing, reach out to them, let them know you love their work, and see if they can teach you something. Because at the end of the day, if that's what you want, then do what it takes to learn it, and ask the people that are doing it right to help you in that. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching this video. It was a real pleasure to make this video for you guys. This is something that we've wanted to talk about for a while now, and I'm glad that we're able to express our feelings to you guys, express our own point of views, and we hope to hear yours as well. So let us know how you feel about comparing yourself down in the comments. Let us know the situations that you have compared yourself, the things that you're doing to fix those things, anything at all. Let us know in the comments what you'd like to see, all that good stuff.
If you guys didn't notice, we're wearing matching shirts. We went to a live outdoor concert. We saw this amazing band. They're called nublvckcity. Thank you for a great concert if you do watch this. We enjoyed it so much, and we hope to see you guys more.
If you enjoyed this video, please like, and if you're new here, please subscribe. It really helps out the channel. This is the Manifest Digest. You guys have a great day.